Hello, my name is Vikas Chopra and I'm a watch commander with the Scottish Fire and Rescue Service. I'm here today to talk to you about bonfire night and firework safety. We within the Scottish Fire and Rescue Service want everyone to have a fun and safe bonfire period. The presentation today will run between 10 and 15 minutes and will cover things such as an understanding of the fireworks code, how to act safely and sensibly around fireworks and bonfires, and therefore an understanding of why it's better to attend an organised local display if there are one happening in your area. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the fireworks code. The fireworks code is a set of guidelines and regulations that are put in place to ensure that everyone keeps safe. The main point is that there should only be one responsible person for setting up your fireworks display, the lighting of all the fireworks, and the safe disposal of all these fireworks once they've been used. It's important to note that the person responsible should not be under the influence of any alcohol and they shouldn't be smoking anywhere near fireworks. The responsible person should make sure that they read all instructions on each of the fireworks before they light them, as they can vary between different firework brands. Other key important information in the fireworks code is that everyone observing the fireworks display should stand well back. Children and young people should be supervised at all times. And most importantly, fireworks should never ever be thrown. Don't return to a firework once it's been lit, even if it doesn't go off, because they still can ignite. And never be tempted to carry a firework in your pocket. It can still ignite and go off and explode, caused by the friction of the material within your pocket. So, if you're intending on having a bonfire within your back garden, here are some tips to ensure that everyone in attendance remains safe. Similar to fireworks, it's important that only one person be responsible for the bonfire at all times, and that children and young people should be kept well back and supervised at all times, especially when the bonfire is lit. Never be tempted to throw anything additional into the bonfire, such as fireworks or aerosols. They can and will explode and can potentially cause damage to those around you. I'm going to show you a video clip later on which will demonstrate this very thing. If you're having a bonfire, it's handy to keep a bucket of water on standby, which can be used for any accidents, but it can also be used to put the bonfire out towards the end of the evening. If you're attending any bonfires, please avoid wearing any loose clothing, and if you're fortunate enough to have long hair, make sure that it's tied back. At the end of the night, it's important to ensure that the bonfire is extinguished rather than left to burn out. That puts extra strain on the Scottish Fire and Rescue Service resources. The responsible person can do this by using the bucket of water or a garden hose and applying water around the base of the fire to make sure that it's fully extinguished. So, in terms of having a bonfire within your garden or an open space where it's safe to do so, we encourage you to have a safe bonfire. In order to do that, you need to make sure that it's more than 18 metres away from any building or structure. That includes your house, your shed, a tree, a fence, anything at all. To put that into perspective, 18 metres is just about the length of a 10-pin bowling lane, or roughly the length of 1.5 buses. Again, in order to ensure that the size of the bonfire is manageable, you need to make sure that it's no more than 2.5 metres high or 2.5 metres in diameter. Before lighting your bonfire, have a look above the area where you are to ensure there's no overhead lines of any kind, and also check the bonfire itself. There may be smaller animals nesting in the area or potentially going into hibernate. To reduce the risk all in, the Scottish Fire and Rescue Service would encourage you to attend any local organised bonfires and fireworks displays if there are happening in your area. Bonfire night is one of the busiest times for the Scottish Fire and Rescue Service. We're constantly called out to extinguish bonfires, which takes our resources away from being available to attend other real emergency incidents elsewhere, including road traffic collisions or a house fire. I'm sure you would all agree that should your friends or loved ones be unfortunate enough to require us urgently, you would want us to be available to attend and help them rather than be tied up putting out a bonfire. The Scottish Fire and Rescue Service would therefore seek your help this bonfire season to encourage you to attend any official displays that are going on within your area, and you can find out further information on the Scottish Fire and Rescue Service webpage. Fireworks should be fun and enjoyable by all, but there are serious consequences if we don't follow the guidelines. What you need to remember is a firework is an explosive device and it has the potential to be very dangerous in the wrong hands. So, it's illegal for anyone under the age of 18 to purchase fireworks, but it's also illegal for them to have fireworks on their possession in any public space. It's an offence to set fireworks off between the hours of 11 PM and 7 AM, although this curfew is extended to midnight on November the 5th. It's an offence to modify, tamper with, or misuse fireworks in any way, shape, or form. If you're caught throwing fireworks in any public space, you could receive a fine of up to £5,000, a 6-month prison sentence, or both. It's also an offence to cause any unnecessary suffering to any pets or animals, especially with the misuse of fireworks. Again, we've discussed in a previous slide regarding the safe positioning of a bonfire, but if you don't adhere to those guidelines, that can lead to fire spread, which can cause damage to buildings, trees, and anything else in the vicinity. So please take caution. Each time a fire appliance is mobilised, it costs around £2,000, whether that's to a real incident or a hoax call. If it's a hoax call, please remember that reduces the resources available within the area, so that we're not available to attend an emergency situation such as a road traffic collision or a house fire. It is an offence to make a hoax call to the emergency services, which could lead to criminal proceedings being brought against you. And if you're caught and convicted, that could result in up to 3 months in prison, a £2,500 fine, or both. Our next slide is a 5-minute video clip created by our colleagues down in Merseyside. It's a recreation of a real incident where 14-year-old Danny was injured by other people not following the rules and guidelines we've discussed today. Please keep a lookout for any illegal or antisocial behaviour you can identify during the video clip, and you can discuss this after the presentation with your video facilitator.
What's going on?
Okay, Danny, my name's Dave. I'm one of the doctors here. I'm going to be looking after you. So don't want you to worry. What we're going to do is we're just going to put an oxygen mask on and we're going to cut this jumper off and attach some leads. Okay, and then we're going to give you something for the pain. Okay, you might feel this little cool on your skin, Danny. Don't be worried.
Alright. Just going to soothe that pain. Pop this mask over your face, Danny. Keep it nice and cool. What happened? See you later, Mum.
Bye, love. Be careful.
I will.
Mum, why does he want to come to the park with us and watch the fireworks?
He's a big lad now, Liv. He's at that age where he wants to be with his friends. He's sensible and they're a good bunch. But don't worry, we'll have a good time too.
We're just going to... Oh, yeah. Look for that, James. Yeah, that was fun.
Quick, get down.
Go on, lad. Get him now.
What's going on there?
Go ahead, Emma.
Ops 4 from Mike 12 Papa 1. The appliance has been hit by a firework. Windscreen has been damaged and is now unable to proceed to incident. Request another appliance to be dispatched.
You were bigger lads, maybe 16, 17. I only caught a glimpse of them.
Just because it's November the 5th, some of them think they can do what they want, and guess what, they can't. The CCTV around there is fantastic. We'll catch them.
That's really stupid, that. He could have been on the way to save someone's life.
I know, yeah.
Anyway, let's go to the park. We can cut through the woods.
Where are we going now? 5 minutes.
Hey lad,
Yeah.
come here mate lad.
Nah, we've got to go to the park.
Come here lad, don't worry about it, honestly.
No, we have to go on.
Hey, don't worry about it, don't Quick phone now, bud. Ambulance, quick. You okay, Tony? We'll be there soon.
Okay, Danny, you're just going up a little bit. Let's switch him over onto the oxygen.
Danny, I'm just going to cut your top off, okay, so we can have a little look at you and see if you've got any burns on your chest.
They've said you're going to need skin grafts. It's really going to help with the scarring.
Wish it never happened.
It's okay, love.
So now we're going to have a chat about the most popular handheld type of fireworks, the sparkler. Sparklers can burn up to 1500 degrees centigrade, which is up to 5 times hotter than a barbecue and up to 8 times hotter than your oven at home, with some sparklers and fireworks burning even hotter than that. These can lead to very serious burns and sometimes life-altering injuries. There are more injuries caused each year by sparklers than there are by any other firework. If you are going to use sparklers in your garden, at your bonfire or at your fireworks display, here are a few tips. Sparklers should never be given to anyone under the age of 5. And anyone using sparklers should always wear gloves. It protects your hands and it keeps any of the sparks away from your hands and causing any burns. You should only ever use one sparkler at a time, and once they're finished, you should put them in a bucket of cold water, hot end down. We discussed the importance of having a bucket of water on hand earlier on in the presentation. Again, earlier on we discussed about never throwing any fireworks or lighting them and holding them in your hand. This is the reason why. So the first X-ray that I'm going to show you is of a normal, healthy hand, as I'm sure you can see. The next X-ray shows what can happen if you carry a lit firework in your hand and it goes off. This young person had lifelong injuries because they decided to light a firework and they had the intention of throwing it before it went off. Again, I'm sure you'll agree the importance of having a safe bonfire season. So please never ever have a lit firework in your hand. So, pets and animals don't understand why we have bonfire night or fireworks. They can get scared and upset easily because of the loud noises, the bright lights and the smoke. So if you do have pets at home, here's a few tips to keep them safe. Bring outdoor pets indoors where possible. If not, put them in a cage and put them in a garage or a shed. Try to exercise your pets during the day when it's daylight and bring them inside so that they're secure before all the bonfires and the fireworks get lit later on. When you do bring your pet indoors, it's worthwhile having some background noise on to keep them distracted, so whether that be the television or the radio. Also, try to give them a safe place to hide. So close any curtains or windows in a particular room and allow them to hide within there. Remember, it's an offence to cause any unnecessary harm to any pets or animals with fireworks. I'm sure by now we've highlighted the importance of being safe around bonfires and fireworks, especially with the video clip from our colleagues down in Merseyside. If you know anyone within your area who's being irresponsible, lighting bonfires or misusing fireworks, you can report it 100% anonymously at fearless.org. There's nothing to worry about. They don't track any of your personal details, your IP address or any contact details. All you need to do is go on there and tell them what you know and not who you are. You shouldn't be afraid to speak out because unfortunately it's these small groups of people that ruin things for everyone else. And ultimately we want to make sure that everyone is kept safe, especially around this bonfire season. So that's us come to the end of the presentation today. I hope that was helpful and informative for you. If you have any further questions, you can pass them back to us through the facilitator and we'll try to get back to you as soon as we can. If you're looking for any further information, you can find that on the Scottish Fire and Rescue Service website. And on behalf of the Scottish Fire and Rescue Service, we would like to wish you all a safe and enjoyable bonfire season. Thank you very much for your attention.